Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with another war video, and today ISO8A is taking on Stella, Deuce. These guys are typically Platinum 1, but I believe they've landed in Masters before, but not recently. They are a Platinum 1 alliance. They were like barely lower than us in war rating, like really close. We're like 20 away, so it is a matchup that makes sense. But I have a pretty cool war attack team with two 5-stars on it. We have Warlock, Magik, and Quake, which is quite the war team. Especially because we had like a conversation in our war in our alliance chat about how we're not using 5-stars anymore, and then I get assigned two 5-stars in a single war, and this is not even my first time getting assigned Quake. I got assigned her last war as well. So we only have 5 fights today, and 2 of them actually lost. I lost the recording, which is lots of fun. But I'm going to show you the first 3. So we used 6-hour boosts here just because we knew from the start we were going to win. They died pretty early. And yeah, this is iHulk on the first node. I was kind of debating using a special 1 boost because I know it would be faster. But I'm going to use both tech boosts here, and then I'm actually going to go in with a combat regen boost. I probably should have used an SP1 boost, but like in a serious war I would have, but this one I just wanted to like use something. I want to use nothing pretty much. But this is a really straightforward fight against iHulk. He's kind of trash on defense. There are a few nodes he's okay on, but he kind of gets hard countered by Falcon on those nodes, so yeah, I just don't think he's a great defender. But he does make fights go on for a long time, as you're going to see here. So this node actually helps us. The regen makes it so that we don't constantly have to bait specials, because regardless of willpower or not, we're just draining his power. If my Warlock was duped, I'd be doing the degen damage to him as well. But yeah, we just want to throw L2s. We get a lot of crits there. We actually get back to another L2. We're going to throw one more L2. I do know that he is going to go into his immortality at the end of that L2, but I needed to push him over anyways, so here I'm just waiting out his unblockable. He's not going to heal because of infection, and then he just drops, so 1 minute fight. I'm happy with that. Now this fight, this next one here, this was actually an oversight by the planning officer. I don't think he remembered that this node got changed, and the masochism is now much more potent, and it has I don't know if it actually has a faster cooldown. I think it does. I think it got shortened by like a second or 2, but the regen got tripled. And while Quake probably could have done this fight, it would have been nowhere near safe for Quake to do this. So I'm just going to take it with Warlock. Now this is going to be extremely sketchy. There's also going to be 3 or 4 times in this fight where I completely just forget about masochism. As you see, we're pretty much losing the fight already. Also, Orb of Incineration is really going to take us down. It's going to take a lot of health off of us. I'm going to miss parries later in the fight. I'm going to forget that I have to reparry, and I'm going to get comboed. But at this point, the fight's looking okay, but we're about to take a lot of damage. So here I was waiting for the regen to trigger. Here I throw another L2. At this point, I just need to do one more combo into an L2, but what do? I miss a parry. Beautiful. And then here, I'm going to forget that I need to reparry. Or sorry, no, I didn't forget that I need to reparry. My infections actually shut the node down, so that didn't happen very often in that fight. But that's actually our last Warlock fight, so despite how sketchy that was, it's fine. If this was a war that I cared about, I would have found another counter. For example, I probably would have just used Apocalypse for both iHulk and Mephisto, because Apocalypse shuts down the node, and he would he would become immune to Incinerate pretty shortly into the fight. So this is my last fight of the war. That's the only reason I didn't speed it up. It is a Quake fight. There is one stupid moment where I let off a heavy attack, and because of MD5 combined with Force of Will, he's actually going to get like almost to a full bar of power just from that one heavy attack. But other than that, I don't land any accidental parries. I don't mess up my quaking. I don't hit him. Other than that one mistake, it's just a really clean Quake fight. And at this point, the fight's like a third over, so I'm not going to bother speeding through it, especially because I'll have to like pause it right after this and explain what happened in my last two fights. But yeah, lots of fun when your fights don't record. I did use an invuln for just this one fight, and I used a special 1 boost for my last 2 fights, so I'll show you what those were, but they were really easy fights. So yeah, we're just quaking away. And 2 more Quake cycles we're going to be there. The permanent armor break and the occasional miss debuff that gets on me is actually going to keep me at a full yellow bar. Although actually I didn't need to stay at a full yellow bar because I was already at a full yellow bar because like I said, I didn't get hit and I didn't parry, so I lost no health. So I'm just going to wait till I move up right here. Can you see my fight? Can you see it? No, you can't. Okay, I'm going to have to go back to the start of the recording so I can see my scouting. Here we go. So I was on path 4, section 2. You see Ikaris on the first node, Sorcerer Supreme on the second. I had Magik for both. They were both rank 3 6 stars, and I used a special 1 boost. I didn't use half suicides. Now, the only reason I didn't use half suicides was because the Sorcerer Supreme fight had a permanent heal block debuff on you, and I just didn't really want to bother. So Ikaris took about 40 seconds. Again, I was just using those 20% boosts that I had on for my 6-hour boosts. So he took about 40 seconds, and he was really easy. I just did medium, light, 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 medium combos until he was dead. The detonation healed me, and I actually ended the fight with a full yellow bar. And then Sorcerer, literally the only way you can possibly mess up that fight is dexing by accident. I don't take dex off, really. I honestly can't remember the last time I did because I just trust myself not to trigger it. And I didn't trigger it, and it was another perfect Magik fight. I ended with like 92% health or so because of the heal block. Obviously, I'm not able to heal back all the damage from my parries with using Limbo. So we just lose whatever health from our parries in the fight. And that fight took about 55 seconds just because Sorcerer in her armor up phase, she actually doesn't take much damage, and all of the L2s that I threw in that phase didn't crit, so I didn't get much power back and I didn't do much damage. But yeah, neither of them ever threw a bar of power. There was just 2 really clean Magik fights, and that's it. We destroyed these guys. We won by like 70 or something like that. I think the score was 8-81 or something like that. I've seen them do good. I've seen them had like 10-12 death wars, but I guess that when they realized that they had no chance against us, they just treated it like an off-season war, and their only goal was to clear 150 fights. But also something a little weird is that half of their deaths came in the last 4 hours of the war. So when I left to go to work, and I checked like not too long in, they only had about 35-40 deaths, and then in the last 4 hours they cleared the rest of their fights, maybe 30 fights, and they died another 40 times. So not really sure what happened there, but kind of just end of the war, falling apart. And not like we did very well either. I mean, eight deaths is pretty pathetic. I know in my BG we had 4 deaths, which was half of them, which was great. We had someone die to Chavez on 39. That Chavez right there, I don't remember who he was using. But he died, and then someone else also died twice to whoever was on the Conflictor mini this war. Who was that? Tigra. They died to Tigra there. So not really sure what happened there. But yeah, after... Let me show you. After those fights were over, I had this pop up. So I went back to my Alliance chat and this message popped up, and that is the failed recording message. So that's where my fights are. And that's it. That's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, but we are now 3-0 on the season. We have 1 death total, and my PSR is at 16 out of 17, or 94%. And my deathless streak is up to 8. So that's going to be all for today. See you guys later. Bye.